Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Haft here. I'm going to go through a bunch of stuff with the DNR. When I tried to, work with these people, I contacted everybody, and it's just basically, impossible because the only person I could find was honest was Jack Sanderson. Otherwise, everybody else was part of this Wisconsin criminal network. And this is a DNR email from this Mark Dudzik. Mark, I was told you are the person I need to talk to concerning enforcement action for removal of a building that is situated in the bed in the Beaver Dam River and it's a historical building. Well, the whole scam where they, try to tell me that they're going to order my building down. You can't. This is America. This is how criminals operate. These are all my opinions, but punks, dinks, and criminals. This is basically the DNR. It says the city would be the responsible party for the removal of the other buildings. I understand that the city has different requirements for dealing with historical buildings. Then they want to learn the procedures of taking enforcement. Okay, then this is what they came out and they just tried to destroy my business and stuff. It was a constant, a blackmail. It says Condon confirmed that the appraisal had been done in the Fountain Inn on July 11th. The DNR made Haft an official offer to purchase for the disclosed amount. Should Haft accept the offer, he would no longer be obligated to cover the cost of the building's removal. I don't know where they get these kind of people, but they're criminals, folks. That's the word. And this is kind of another one that kind of went, I'm going to go backwards a little bit. It says, I suggest a conference call so that you can relay to you what our discussion with Beaver Dam has been. And if necessary, do an on-site visit ASAP. The reasons for the urgency is because the developers have to submit grant applications. Everything for this illegal development with the disaster fraud money. It's unbelievable. Who cares about the citizens? And they go on and it says, and their timetable's tight to be able to do what they have to do. As Rob said, Davis, one of the biggest cronies in the world, the city has the anchor to allow them to be able to accomplish the other work necessary to move buildings from the floodplain over the river. They indicated willingness to enter into an MOU agreeing to a step-by-step process to accomplish the floodplain restoration. There's also urgency there because of serious threat of one of the buildings falling, collapsing in the river. Okay, so this is when I went on the radio when I closed up, okay? Because the DNR was going to buy my building, right? And I had no idea that of all these other crimes and this, this crap that they do, that public safety, I thought something meant to them. You know what I mean? You'll see with the environmental terrorism and stuff that, I had no idea. And it says, Beaver Dam's controversial Fountain Inn is closing its doors for good next week. The establishment, formerly known as Molson Rescue, is the last remaining business constructed over the Beaver Dam River that remains standing. After a city buyout, the city purchased, demolished 10 other buildings. They blackmailed them out of their property. In 2009, because their floodplain violated statutes, owner Jay Haft was a lone holdout. Haft told us in a prepared statement that he has no other choice but to accept the DNR offer and will close his door on March 1st. He says it's a public safety concern. The city cited the flood wall with the channelization and other fill that the city used to narrow the flow of the river, and also what he called reckless dam operation and the failure of the city's part to fix the dam. Haft says combined with the false statements, half-truths, the city of Beaver Dam limited the use of his property to the extent that the value was greatly reduced. Okay, the DNR calls me up. We're not buying your building, Even though you salvaged your building, you signed to sell it and everything. And, I feel that I actually did save the lake because they were not going to fix this dam. When I went public with this, they had to fix the dam. And they did. They fixed it the first time. And then it was my opinion and others that looked at it, they thought it was sabotage. They put a 20-ton slab on it, called the DNR, and they're the ones that approved it. And they're the ones that are in charge of the safety of the dam safety for Homeland Security. And then then I ended up, after they did the sabotage, in my opinion, then I sent it into Homeland Security, had to fix it again. I don't know extra costs on that, but whoever was responsible for it should pay for it. And this one says the DNR, the the DNR's next step is request Department of Referral of Justice. If they would have ever taken me to court, they would have ended up the individuals in prison because there's the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution, like I said earlier. You can't coerce anybody. There's actually a law in here that once, because it was declared a federal disaster, which I'm going to go through on my next episode on there, I'm going to show you how I got $500,000 for these other property owners, okay? And the paper and the radio, they could put all the lies and slander in on there that the city put out on me, no problem. But they don't want to put the truth out. Okay. So this here is a letter from the DNR. It says, enclosed, you'll please find an option agreement which includes the terms of which the department will purchase your property located in 2003. In addition, they talk about relocation. But for a whole year, I had a fight with these guys over this because they don't care about the laws and everything. See, the DNR normally doesn't buy buildings, okay? What the DNR does is they give cities money to buy these buildings, okay? Because, and the whole deal was they were worried that the DNR secretary wouldn't go with this scam job because they don't normally do this, okay? So it was and they kind of told me that personally. So we're going to have a hard time getting the secretary to approve this. So after I closed my business, and started salvaging everything out of there, and I thought the DNR was going to buy it. So I knew that they're a bunch of punks, dinks, and criminals, and a lot of other things I could say about them. Okay, so I wrote a letter to Kathy Stepp, the head of the Wisconsin DNR, right? And I told her, I'm going to make sure that they're going to buy it because they're not trustworthy. They're punks, dinks, criminals. And she sent me this letter back. She goes, Jay Haft, thank you for writing to me about your Fountain Inn property in Beaver Dam. I was sorry to hear that you had an ongoing disagreement with the Department of Natural Resources over purchasing the fountain. Well, they tried to blackmail me for all these years, okay? They never removed the threat, okay? I understand the accepted offer to purchase the Fountain Inn on January 25th. This should resolve the issues with the city of Beaver Dam and the DNR. I'm pleased to hear this outcome. Thanks again for bringing the issue to my attention. I wish well. Just sounds like he has nothing to do, no idea what's going on. Jay, we are working hard to bring accountability and transparency to this agency. Your case, like many others, illustrate the need for us to preserve. Thank you for your writing. Basically had no idea what's going on here. And, I wrote this letter. She gave it back. She says they're going to buy it. And I wanted reassurance because, like I said, they're criminals. Okay. So they walked away from buying my building after gave me permission to salvage it and everything. I closed my business. And because what I said about the dam. And I thought public safety meant something to DNR. This is their whole thing. It's unbelievable. So, I want to tell you out there, people, there's a lot of people who are disappointed with the government. There's a lot of people that are dying. They're dying from terminal cancer. And they've been screwed over by the government too, okay? It has to stop, okay? So please do not become a terrorist, okay? I'm going to try to get this worked out eventually. People know I'm running for governor. And I'm going to try not to put that in your face on my website because it's people are sick of politics, unless you go on to TikTok and see it all. But you can watch my videos on either Facebook, TikTok, or YouTube. And I want to thank everybody for all the support. And it's just amazing. Once I'm going to keep going, and I don't want to make these videos too long. That's why I'm kind of going kind of fast and stuff. But it's just unbelievable. It's hard to believe this is a free country, folks. Thank you.